Okay, I have dialed in the machine, double checked that it's cutting square and everything's nice and flat. I put a new spoil board on, machined that flat. This is ready to go. You might see this little gap. I can't remember if I pointed this out in one of the other videos or not, but there's a little bit of a gap where there was no squeeze out. Now this is the bottom of the tool, and I'm gonna fill that. Just pull a bunch of epoxy in there and just stuff that full of epoxy. This is gonna be the bottom. I think this is the upper tool I'm making, and this is going to get a strong back. It's gonna be some 3/4 thick plywood. It may be doubled up, but it's gonna be 3/4 thick plywood on its edge, and it may be 6 inches tall on its edge, and there's a frame, and it's just gonna shoot out that way, and it's gonna have some cross bracing, and basically it's gonna hold this mold flat. This mold's a little bit too large to move around on the table I'm building. It's slightly wider than the table, and I think I want to leave it possibly on this table here because it makes opening and closing the mold a bit easier, because I can raise and lower that at the same time while I'm using this hoist here to lower the upper tool. So the lower mold half. So the upper stays upside down. That's the one that gets all of the internals glued into it, and it stays basically facing up on the table. The lower tool will have a strong back on it, but it'll also have provisions to where I can flip it over and it will stay suspended above the table. That way, when I get ready to close it out and I have put thickened epoxy around the perimeter, there may be the joggle tool on that one. I'm not sure which side the joggle is going to go on yet, but anyway, I need to be able to flip it over and have it sitting face down on a table without touching the table, so I can hook the hoist to it and lift it up. So there'll be another table like this that will hold the upper tool as well. So yeah, these are big giant tools, and it's going to be a challenge to make all that happen. But first things first, we want to get this cut. So I cut this a 1/4 inch big all the way around, and I made a tool path that also cuts a 1/4 inch big all the way around. I'm going to modify that tool path because it's going to be the final cutout tool path, so I'll take off the 1/4, but I wanted it to match what I have, so I could come in, you see this curve, and I just mark it with pencil. That way I can excuse me, I can put that exactly where it's going to sit to make sure I clean it up everywhere, and I'm not worried about it hanging off the back edge here. It's I could only get an 8-foot piece of this plywood or this MDF, but at least it's 5 feet wide. Not that it had to be, but it's still a little wider than 48, so it's 52 inches wide when it's done. So if this was sticking out back any farther, I would support it, but that's not going to make any difference. Only going to be a couple inches here. Flipping this over, however, is going to be a challenge. I'm by myself, and I've been moving this around by myself, and I haven't really shown anyone or documented that, but I'll probably set this camera up and do like a time lapse or something. I don't know exactly how I'm going to flip this, but I think I'm going to put some MDF blocks on the floor and lower this table all the way down, and it's going to be a combination of this and the forklift, and I'm just going to kind of play it as it goes. And I think I probably can roll it on its edge, like from here and over there, if those are cushioned on the floor, and then just rotate it that direction. But yeah, it's no joke. I can't drop it. I mean, I don't want to drop it. It's like dangerous. It's very heavy. So anyway, I'll set up a camera at least, and you can, you know, I'll speed it up, but you can watch me struggle with it. Alrighty.